Ed Lavanis is my name, the GM for Health in South Australia. As part of the H&E Gym, this month is about teamwork, and this follows the previous months with Ben Nelson sponsoring Safe Over Summer, Harley Oaten sponsoring Wellbeing, Mary Donoghue with Respect, and now my month of Teamwork. As part of the sponsor, I'd like to speak about a couple of really important elements of teamwork that I think are really important to our approach in South Australia. Give some examples of where we've demonstrated really great teamwork in our contracts, and then also think about our approach to teamwork and how we might be able to do it better. I think about the expression that we are not a team just because we work together, that we are a team because we respect, we trust, and we support each other. And for me, this brings together many of the elements of the H&E Gym that we've already learned about and will continue to learn about throughout the program. I'm going to call upon a couple of my team members to share some of their experiences of great teamwork in the contract of the RUB. One of these is our orderly team, where Jane Harris and Jacko Birdie will share one of the achievements of our orderly team, achieving the highest level of orderly compliance since June 2022. Thanks, Jack and Jane.
Hi, my name's Jane Harris. I'm the Exec Manager of Operations and Performance here at the Royal Adelaide.
And I'm Jack Birdie. I'm currently the Acting Orderly Coordinator of the Orderlies at the Royal.
Fantastic. And we're here to talk to you about teamwork. Fundamentally, we've seen a real shift in our orderlies in their performance and the culture right across the floor. So much so that last month we've actually seen for the first time in over 18 months, the team hit their compliance within the contract without any relief mechanisms that are built in, which is super, super exciting and a really proud moment for all of us. And as I said beforehand, there's been a real shift in culture. So I was wondering, Jack, what's changed? What's gone on? It seems to be a significant level of teamwork that's going on, but what have you done to drive that?
And last month we are really proud of the team.
Should be.
Yeah, and they work so well together. A big part of that is having more open and transparent conversations with one another.
Yeah.
Open talk has been a big drive for that. We all like to have interesting conversations, but we're trying to bring that above the line and really have that constructive, how can we be better, what can we do, and we've really been doing that. And it's obviously had an effect from last month with our compliance, all-time high, so
absolutely.
we're very proud of that. Yeah.
And you've pulled your supervisor groups into meetings, you have your regular teams, so it's really around setting the expectations, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's it. And we're not holding people to account, but we're also bringing that acknowledgement and praise where it's needed. Feedback's not always going to be bad feedback. There's always a lot of good feedback, and praising and acknowledging the team, it's a big part of it.
Yeah, and you did some bit of fun celebrations, didn't you, after the team hit compliance?
We did, and I do have to thank you for that as well, Jane. You're a big drive for that. A lot of cakes, lollies and sweets, and that acknowledgement does go a long way. Not just with the sugar boost, which gets the energy up, but it does mean a lot, that praise and acknowledgement.
Yeah, and chocolate cake does certainly seem to fix everything. I guess a little bit about your leadership too. So you really are, I see you as really positive and engaging, and I guess it's really leading from the front, don't you? You get in there and sort of that's the example, and that's what you expect from others.
I certainly try, definitely. We've got to bring that positive attitude to the workplace, and that really does carry on to the rest of the team. So everyone has to be a part of that.
Yeah,
definitely.
And we're certainly seeing that across the floor. So really, I think it's that, I guess from your perspective, Jack, that visible leadership, being out on the floor, glass half full, being really positive, setting those expectations around, and like you said, it's about above the line behaviours, and open talk certainly has helped in that aspect right across the team. But that acknowledgement piece sounds like it's been key.
Definitely. That's really got to celebrate the success.
Yeah. Yep. Chocolate, lollies and chips.
That helps everything. A lot, definitely.
So that's brilliant. So I guess in summary, I guess from this perspective is those what seem to be quite simple things have been absolutely critical.
It goes a long way, definitely. And overall it's increased our productivity from compliance last month.
Yeah.
So it's a big flow-on effect.
Absolutely winning.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Jack.
Thanks, Jane.
Cheers.
Thanks, Jack and Jane. What a really great example, and thanks to the orderly team for working so well together. The next example I'd like to share with you comes from our Hard FM and security service lines, where Michael Frater and Brett Morris are going to speak to our SMS or Security Management System upgrade. Take it away, guys.
Hi everyone, Mike Fraser here, Manager Heart FM and Security at the Royal Adelaide Hospital. Peter Lavanis approached and asked if I could do a short video in regards to teamwork. I looked into the service lines, and what readily came to mind was the teamwork required to achieve a security management system upgrade. As part of that upgrade, there are lots of stakeholders involved: clinicians, subcontractors, internal teams, including other service lines, and it's quite a high risk activity in that if doors or locks should fail, patients may be able to take advantage of that lapse in security. Brett's here to give you a little bit more detail as to what happens during an upgrade.
Yeah, look, I think essentially, the security management system that controls all of our cameras and the duress system, as with all of the door controls as well. So obviously there's a lot of risk involved in an area being open for a short amount of time when it shouldn't be. So we can have anything from a partial outage to a full outage, or to just a degradation in the location of the duress system. So there's a large number of people that are involved in a project like this. And stakeholders, it's DXC, Honeywell, and us, and our ICT department.
What do you think are the key elements to getting that team to work together?
Well, I think each team, and there's a number of different teams that I mentioned that fit into this, each team needs to know what their role is, and it needs to be clearly communicated what's expected.
Communication is key when working together as a team. How do you ensure that everyone knows what their role is? How do you ensure that everyone is aware of what we're proposing to do?
Well, I think the only way, from a security point of view, I would discuss with each person involved in that scenario on that day, from the control room operators to the shift supervisors. And we quite often employ additional guards in the high risk areas. So it's about knowing that each person has had that communication directly of what our expectation of what their role will be on that given day, and any questions that come up can be answered prior to the upgrade.
Do you think it's key that the team have trust and confidence in each other?
Well, I think that trust and confidence is pretty much what your team is built on, and that's trust within each other. That's what builds the relationship, and that's what strengthens that relationship. And without that, then I think we're definitely going to have some issues.
What does success look like for us when we're doing an SMS upgrade?
Well, obviously a positive outcome, I think, and that the system comes back online with nil issues, and we run all of our tests following. There's nothing identified as being a problem. But I guess the most important thing is that it's conducted safely for not just us, but for the patients and the staff in those areas as well, for their effort.
Yep. Obviously, we have times where things don't go perfectly. How do we recover from that?
Well, I guess we learn from the times that we've done it before. We've had some issues. There's always a backup plan in place should something not go well. Generally, in terms of an upgrade, if the upgrade is not effective, as soon as the technicians from the Honeywell at DXC become aware that that's not going to be effective, then we would fairly quickly roll back to the previous version. So it's generally minimal disruption. Rollback, and obviously before we would try and get some sort of test environment to ensure that it's going to be successful.
How do you define success when working with such a large team?
A positive outcome at the end of the day, I think, is probably the answer.
I would agree. No worries. Well, I hope that's given everyone a small insight into what teamwork looks like at the RAR.
I'd now like to bring you our final example of teamwork, this time from the incredible team at the Women and Children's Hospital. This is such a fantastic team, led by our contract manager, Cassie Illies. Cassie's going to describe the teamwork that was put in place to overcome an issue around infection control in the neonatal intensive care unit. Thanks, Cassie.
Teamwork at the Women's and Children's Hospital is a really important factor about how we come together as a team, not only in the work and the peaks and troughs of all that comes our way, but also in the way that we think about our patients and the work that we support. We did a recent work with our neonatal intensive care unit where we brought together the team because we understood there were increasing infections in our babies. So rather than take a sort of more traditional approach and do a toolbox and make sure we are cleaning the way we're supposed to clean and meeting those standards, we decided to do a bit of a team workshop approach with infection control, bringing in that subject matter expert, but bringing the team together so we can understand the what and the why, and things that we can do throughout our day that make a difference in this space. What we can also do through that method is really bring together everybody's ideas, listen from those guys that do the work, things that they experience, the challenges and the ideas that they can bring to that space to help us achieve what we wanted to achieve. So we did the workshop, we had incredible uptake from the team. They really brought some interesting ideas to the table that we hadn't thought about before. And it really values the work that we do together. And the experts in those meeting those cleaning standards can share with all of us around how we can do things better. Valuing each and every individual through some of those workshops and the things we do together makes an incredible difference to our team.
Now that we've heard a couple of examples of good teamwork, I'd like to take a moment to think about why this is and what actually makes up good teamwork. To me, there are a couple of key elements. They are our ability to communicate clearly, consistently, and to the right people. To have role clarity, so we each know what our role is as part of the team. And finally, that we have a common goal, that we're all trying to achieve the same objective. So in closing, I'd like to put a challenge to everyone, and that is to identify areas where our teamwork could be improved and what we could do to achieve this. Some of the things that come from the H&E Gym Journal that we each have, which is a great reference material, include building new relationships, recognizing great performance, offering our time to support each other, and enhancing the way that we communicate with each other. So I challenge you to bring this to life and address areas where our teamwork could be improved. Finally, I'd also like to take the chance to encourage everyone to complete the upcoming engagement survey. This is your chance to tell us what's great about our workplaces and what we can do to make them even better. Thanks for taking the time to watch today's video, and I hope that today's topic around teamwork has given you some more insight and a step towards getting the best out of you and me.